Hello and welcome to the 72 Show, where today we're going to be discussing all the latest talking points in the EFL. And as always, I'm joined by our social media manager, Adam Reek. How are we doing?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Let's get straight into another episode, shall we? I wanted to talk about West Brom. Lost 2-0 at home to Swansea last night. Winless in 7, have only scored 1 goal in the last 7. Steve Bruce, winless in 5 games as manager, 1 goal as a manager. They're just free falling, aren't they? Where are they now on the championship table? 13th.
You know, if Swansea win their 2 games in hand, they go above them. They could drop to about 15th or something, I think, 15th, 16th.
There's only 6 points between Fulham and Bristol City and 17th.
Between who? West Brom and Bristol City.
Bristol City and 17th, yeah.
Yeah. Well, tells you everything you need to know. I mean, Steve Bruce alone, I put a tweet on yesterday. He hasn't won a game of football in 15 games. That's 2 divisions of 2 clubs. He hasn't won a game of football since May last year.
It's so shocking, isn't it? It's shocking.
Yeah, like I said before, when they appointed Steve Bruce, like, what's the point? Like, what is the point? You know what you're getting, and it's just boring. Like, you're not going to get a manager who's going to be able to like do anything amazing. I don't feel. They've completely lost their chance now, haven't they? There's no chance they'll get the playoffs, and it's a bit like, well, what's the point for the rest of the season? What you're not having Steve? Do you really want Steve Bruce to be the man to take charge next season? West Brom fans already want them out.
Yeah, I think there's some dark days ahead for West Brom. I really do. I think they're so far behind so many clubs in the division in terms of building something towards the Premier League. And what was it? Not only 2 weeks ago, we were talking about Steve Bruce, and I said I think he'll be a decent appointment. Mm-hmm. It's not working out for him, is it?
The squad's too old. That's their problem. The squad's too old. Honestly, I feel as if they've had about 3 championship seasons with the same squad. And it has worked in the past.
Players like Matt Phillips, who, I mean, he's obviously been good in the past, but he is such a championship player, isn't he? He's players like Adam Reach, who was blasted at Sheffield Wednesday last season. He comes to West Brom, he scored 1 goal in 26 appearances, no assists. Andy Carroll, just so many bang average players in that team. But probably West Brom's best player, Sam Johnstone, out of contract in the summer. He's been linked with a lot of Premier League clubs this season, but recently, just yesterday, Chelsea have been linked with him. They might be selling Kepa Arrizabalaga after his Wembley penalty. What a shocker that was. So Johnstone could go there, but he's also been linked to Man United. Is Johnstone good enough to be a Premier League number 1, or should he settle for being number 2 at somewhere like Man U or Chelsea?
I think he is good enough to be number 1, but I don't think he's really sure at this season. At the start of the season, I think he was fantastic. But just like everyone in the squad, they've all dropped off. He's definitely good enough to be a bottom half goalkeeper in the Premier League, isn't he? I think he'll go there. You know, West Brom will probably get about 8 million for him, 5 to 8 million for him, I think.
No, he's out of contract in the summer, so.
Oh right, is he?
He'd be leaving on a free, yeah.
The minute that you've said. Well, he probably is a 5 to 8 million pound goalkeeper then, and West Brom will lose him for now.
Yeah, I think you forget about keepers as well, is that they can play well into the 30s. Sam Johnstone still only 28 years old, so anyone who buys him could be buying a number 1 Premier League goalkeeper for 5-6 more years. But for me, I think I don't see the point in him going to either Man U or Chelsea. I think the whole point in him wanting to leave West Brom is so that he can get into the England squad for this World Cup. And if he's going, to be the next kind of Dean Henderson or the next Kepa at Chelsea, the number 2, like what's the point? Have some kind of ambition. I think he could go to, like you said, a team in the bottom half or even in the top 10 somewhere and be the number 1 for them. But I do feel sorry for him. I think he's kind of got caught up in this whole mess at West Brom. Sam Johnstone, I think. Go on, sorry.
No, maybe it's a few years ago. For the last 10, 15 years, if you wanted to be in the England squad, you probably would be better off just being sat on the bench at Man United or Chelsea. But Gareth Southgate, he's not going to give you that anymore, is he?
Yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. I mean, if that was the case now, you could say Dean Henderson would be in contention,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Spot on.
he's coming no way near, is he? So West Brom free falling down the Championship table, but the race for sixth is definitely hotting up. Luton Town currently in sixth, followed by Sheffield United and Middlesbrough, Forest. Coventry as well, level on points with Forest. Not a lot of people talking about them recently, but how do you see this one panning out? I mean, Blackburn, QPR dropping off a bit. There's so many teams in that mix for sixth and maybe even fifth. Are some of these teams coming into form a bit too soon, a bit too far away from the end of the season?
Well, I can't remember what I said for the Championship predictions last week. I know I know I had Sheffield United and Middlesbrough in, and I think I had Blackburn. Did I also have Huddersfield, or did I have them dropping out?
I think both of us completely forgot to mention Huddersfield Town.
So who did we have in?
I had Middlesbrough in
Did
second.
we both have QPR in?
I think, yeah, we both had QPR, we both had Sheffield United, and I think we both had Nottingham Forest as well.
I don't think I. Do you know what it? No, I did. I think I had Forest, Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, and Blackburn. You know, Huddersfield probably are going to get in, aren't they? Because I mean, next up they've got Peterborough, and then they've got West Brom, who everyone wants to play at the moment. They have got some good games coming up, but they've also got to play the likes of QPR, Middlesbrough, Luton. They've got to play those teams that will be challenging them for it. So
their last 3 games of the season: Barnsley, Coventry, Bristol City. Barnsley, Bristol City at home. That's a relatively comfortable finish for them.
I'd like to see them get in. I would like to see them get in.
Yeah, I would like to. I think they play some of the most genuine football out of all the teams. You put any manager in charge of Huddersfield Town and they'd struggle to do what Corberan's doing. So fair play to them. They're still keeping the Reds above water in the top 6. But Luton Town, I think I said a few weeks back that Nathan Jones is one of the most underrated managers in the Championship. And 1 or 2 people disagreed with that on Twitter. But I mean, he's just quality. Like Luton Town, they probably don't play the nicest of football. They're not the most, attacking or free scoring side, but they just get the job done, don't they? And they keep clean sheets as well, which is so important. Like it kind of goes on forgetting. Like keeping clean sheets gives the defense confidence, the attackers confidence, go on and attack, and all that in between. So Luton Town for me, will they get 6th or top 6? I don't know. But we've been saying this about Huddersfield all season, like just waiting for Huddersfield to drop off, and they've not. So it's unpredictable. But what do you make of Middlesbrough up against Tottenham in the FA Cup tonight?
Yeah, they lost the last game, didn't they, Middlesbrough?
Away at Barnsley 3-2, 2 defeats and 3 for Middlesbrough.
I quite like when a good side loses a silly game, because I feel as if then for that whole week the manager is like, right, well we can't do that again. Like when Man City get beat, I always feel like their next game they're going to hit aside for 6 or 7. I feel as if this is a good chance for Middlesbrough to just forget about the Championship, enjoy the FA Cup tie against Tottenham in a sold out stadium as well. So fair play to the Borough fans for that. And just enjoy it. I still think they'll get playoffs. I still think they're the best equipped in terms of managerial presence, in terms of the whole squad. Formation, tactics, structure, rhythm, timing, just in the whole play. I still think they're the best equipped to win the playoffs. And yeah, we'll see in about 2 months or so, if I'm right.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Middlesbrough are in the same kind of boat as Sheffield United and Forest at the minute. 3 huge clubs, 3 clubs who have got new managers in this season, and whichever club don't make the top 6 or whichever club don't get promoted this season, I think they'll go on to be title contenders next season. If Middlesbrough don't get promoted, favourites for top 2, say same about Sheffield United and Forest, but it all depends on the summer transfer window, doesn't it? Like the summer transfer window sets the tone for the rest of the season, and Sheffield United had a pretty shocking summer transfer window. You remember they got Slavic Jokanovic in right at the start, but he had nothing to spend.
So stubborn. That's the only reason he lost his job. He was so stubborn. He wouldn't change things. He kept Olsen in goal, even though he was horrendous, and he paid the price in the end. Wouldn't go to the 3 at the back. Paid the price.
Yeah, I'm really surprised because I thought that was such a good appointment. I thought like easy top two, 16th after however many games. But yeah, Sheffield United, Middlesbrough, Forest, Luton, all good teams. QPR, I still think they'll make top six, even though they've been a bit poor recently. I think they're really paying the price for not signing the top striker in the summer or last month. But so let's look a bit further down the Championship table. Millwall, I wanted to touch upon 4 games in a row now. Gary Rowett in his 3rd season in charge of Millwall. He could be on for his best finish as Millwall manager. I think he finished 8th in his best season in charge. They're probably one of just another team in the mix, and they might make it, they might not. How can you see their season panning out?
I think you're probably right in what you say, to be fair. They've probably the most underrated Championship side this season. I'll be honest, just when you said Millwall there, I said, what's he talking about Millwall for? I've just had a look, and yeah, you know, they'll have to play the sides above them. If they can take results off the sides above them, then why not? You know,
I mean, they've just beaten Millwall, Sheffield United, and QPR at the Den without conceding. So
there's only 4 sides that have conceded less than them this season as well.
They don't score goals, do they? They don't score enough goals. No. I think if they can get Jed Wallace playing at his best, because when he is at his best, he's honestly one of the best number 10s in the Championship, Jed Wallace. But he's had some injury problems this year. He's been a bit inconsistent. I think he wants to leave. You know, I believe he's out of contract in the summer. He almost got a move over to Turkey last month, and Forest wanted him as well. But Millwall in the mix, but one team who are completely out the mix now, it seems, Stoke City. They looked so good at the start of the season, didn't they? I think they had a summer transfer window. It's pretty subdued, and I wasn't expecting much from them. No. But Michael O'Neill had him up there in the top 10, and that was overachieving. But winless in 4 now. They just look pretty rubbish now. Back-to-back defeats against 2 good teams in Luton and Bournemouth. But I mean, I can't see Stoke getting much form together. Do you think Michael O'Neill's still the right man to take them forward?
Probably not. At the start of the season, well, before the season started, my top 6 predictions had Stoke City as I think they were in 6th. And they were in the playoffs for about the first couple of months, and then I'm not sure what happened. Just defeat after defeat. Stoke City fans aren't keen on Michael O'Neill anyway, so I can see it. I can see Stoke season just they won't sack him now, but just deteriorating, getting to the end of the season and going for a fresh approach. Who is there? Do you know that's maybe the club that might want to restructure and go and get Lee Manning possibly?
Yeah, I mean, I think Stoke have always had the money to kind of go and get whichever manager they want, but yeah, you think about some of the players they've got, a lot of young players, a lot of players with poor injury kind of records, and I think a big turning point for Stoke was the injury to Harry Souttar. Is that how you say it? Souttar earlier in the season, because he was quality, wasn't he? And even though he's been injured since, like, what is it, November, he's still being linked to teams like West Ham. So it shows just how good he was in those first 16 games of the season for Stoke. But I mean, let's have a look at some of the Championship fixtures ahead of this week. We've got Cardiff against Derby tonight. Friday night, Huddersfield versus Peterborough, a massive game between Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest at Bramall Lane. That could really decide in the race for 6 who makes it out of Sheffield United and Forest, not only because of the points, but it'll give either team who wins the kind of confidence to go on and say, like, yeah, we can beat Forest or we can beat Sheffield United. So a huge game there. And then looking on to this Saturday in the Championship, Fulham Blackburn at lunchtime, Derby Barnsley, big game at the bottom, Hull West Brom, Middlesbrough Luton, QPR Cardiff, Stoke Blackpool, Swansea Coventry, a few games there. Any stand out for you?
I'm just looking at it myself. I'd probably say Derby Barnsley, obviously, that's a massive game, isn't it? You know, that, which I think they probably are both down now, but a defeat to either, and that will be it done. And obviously Middlesbrough Luton. I think they're the 2 standouts for me. Middlesbrough Luton and Barnsley v Derby, with the also early kick-off of Fulham Blackburn.
Yeah. Some really good games there. I think Middlesbrough might have or Luton might have the edge over Middlesbrough because Wilder will field a strong side tonight, won't he? And then Luton obviously will have a few days rest on Middlesbrough. So, but Luton probably the most unpredictable team in the league. You know, they could end up losing 3-0, couldn't they? Could end up winning 3-0. Some games in League One on Saturday: Charlton at home to Sunderland, Cheltenham, Doncaster, Crewe, Wycombe, Fleetwood, Ipswich, Gillingham, Bolton, Lincoln City against Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth, Accrington, and a big game at the top: Rotherham versus MK Dons. Standouts for you there? I mean, Rotherham, MK Dons.
Yeah, that's the only one.
That's a huge game.
I think that one, and to be fair, Charlton Sunderland, because we haven't beat Charlton since we've dropped down to League One. And I think if we have any ambition of getting in the playoffs, then we need to win that game. And it will also, if we win that game, and it's like Wigan wasn't just a one-off.
Yeah, Charlton's a team that we don't usually speak about, but they've lost their last 5 games now. They haven't scored in the last 3. I think Johnny Jackson, I don't know what Charlton fans will make of him because he started off well in temporary charge, didn't he, when he was caretaker? Got the permanent job, but they've been a bit rubbish since, didn't they? I mean, they've got some good players, but I can't see them. I can see them sitting in League One for a few seasons now as the rebuild, and I think they're kind of in a situation a bit like West Brom, where I mean they've got a young manager, they've got a direction, but I just don't think they have the players at the minute.
Yeah, I mean anything can happen. They could have a good summer window, and they could be in the playoffs next season. They could be top 2 next season. It's just you just got. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but I also feel football can just be a bit of luck, just everything working at the right time. And, you know, that's why I see some teams be up there one year and get relegated the next.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck. Like, you look at injuries as well. Remember when Charlton were in the Championship, they were doing well, and then they had, 11 first-team players out when Lee Bowie was in charge, and that, eventually relegated them. And
Lyle Taylor refused to play as well, didn't he, at the end?
Yeah, towards the end of the season. That was the COVID season, wasn't it? But on that subject as well, Ben Broughton Diaz injured now, and then Blackburn just look a shadow of the team they were before. So a lot of luck plays into that. But I think we'll conclude that there. Another episode of The 72 Show. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and join us very soon for another episode on The 72's YouTube channel.